Likewise for Victor Guman, also opening on, as you can see, 170. But
he was down to start at 175, so perhaps his warm-up hasn't gone quite as expected.
Well, the snatch, if you remember, he went for 158 twice, failed on it, so he's down on 153. So he's coming from a low base here. So maybe just being a little conservative here to make sure they get the total first and foremost, and then try and develop it a bit.
I think that was a wise move, looking at that lift.
Good lift. 171 kilograms.
So the bar.
Second attempt by Victor Guman.
Well, he's not going to take 171. He's definitely going to go for more than that. So he'll go and have a little rest and recover and think it through. This is where the coaches have got to be sharp, got to be able to see what everybody else is doing.
Moving up. 174 kilograms of the bar.
174 seems to be the next level that we're going to go to. And that would make sense because he's going to go for 174. It looks like Martinez wants at least 175. Wu Hong Lee just beginning his warm-up. Doesn't inspire you with a great deal of confidence, does he?
No.
But to be honest, the only reason he was taking his time there was because he's got time, but you know, he's got 1 minute and 12 seconds, but that's not really what it's about. It's being mentally prepared to go up there and lift up this bar. Well done. I had my doubts, but he's answered the question and has one more chance now. I think he'll have a chance to have a little rest now, David, because I'm sure that certainly I'm pretty confident that Martinez is going to come in for 175.
I'm pretty sure as well.
So that will help him a bit.
Give him a bit of a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it'll also move the competition on a bit quicker as well.
If you're wondering about the flickering board in the background that you see, that's purely a lack of synchronicity in the electronics. Now Martinez, 175, surely.
Yes, all the reds in the collar. 3 reds on each side, 25 kilos apiece, the bar 20 kilos and the collars 2.5 each. Beep, 30 seconds.
On the platform.
It's quite a good shot that, showing the hook grip.
Apóyate a los talones y empuja.
So just 5 kilos to go, David.
To reach his
Good lift.
desired, or entered total, I should say, of 3:32. And it looks as if he could get there. 3:32, though. That would only put him, David, on the same mark that he had in the Europeans earlier in the year. So you could say that we're just a little disappointed that he didn't find an extra couple of kilos in the snatch phase to allow him to surpass that. At 25, if he's going to be more than a player in Europe, then he's going to have to find another 10, 15 kilos sooner rather than later. But it is the beginning of the new cycle of the Olympiad going forward to Beijing. So, as you say, some people, they have a different build-up pattern and plan.
So these guys in the very early stages of their warm-ups, as the snatch bronze medalist. 110 kilos on the bar, so a long way off at the moment.
So Guman going up for his third and final attempt.
Vaya, Víctor.
Quite interesting to have a weightlifting competition, David, wouldn't it? Like the poker competitions that are now on television, where you have an entry fee to go in for your category, and you have to put the money down, and winner takes all. Big pot. $1,000 entry, $10,000 prize. But it would change things.
Yeah, the only trouble is, though, that there'd be at least, out of these 11, there will be 8 that would know that they'd have no chance whatsoever, whereas a poker game is slightly different. Everybody's kind of got a chance in that.
But you hear where I'm coming from. I think that, you know, that weightlifting as a sport needs to be more inventive, more, you know, innovative.
Yeah, but you saw how long it took us to get them to change the 1 kilo rule.
Absolutely, but
I mean, it's I don't think that's where they're. I don't think the sort of commercial side is really where they're coming from, David. I think they like the sport the way it is. But I kind of agree with you. I think if you want somebody to move on, you've got to make changes. You've got to think of the spectators. You've got to make it as interesting as you possibly can. And I suppose inevitably with all things, you have to move with the times.
And I also think above everything, not that I'm talking about sort of messing around with the fundamentals of the sport, but what I'm also saying is you've got to make it an attractive proposition for people to get involved in it in the first place. And,
well,
you know,
I'm not sure about that. The sort of financial aspect. I don't kind of hold in with that. You know, personally, I think people should want to do it because it's something they want to do. I mean, when I did my weightlifting, it was because it was something I wanted to do. It wasn't because I thought I was going to make a lot of money. I think there are easier ways of making a lot of money.
That's a very good set of clean and jerks here by Sergio Martinez. Sorry to cut into your thought pattern there, but he deserves his moment there because he's done pretty well, and he's ended up on
3:30.
3:30,
so,
yeah,
which is around about what he posted.
René Wu, Germany,
So-
first attempt.
Good effort by the Spaniard. But he's always going to find himself in pretty tough company. What's that, 178 in fact? So 330, yeah, 330.
Yeah, so he'd have needed another 2 kilos to kind of do the weight that he'd originally posted. But nevertheless, it was essentially 6 out of 6. I mean, I know he missed the 150, but he kind of ruled that out by going up and doing the 152.
So now René Hoch on stage for his first clean and jerk attempt.
He kind of did something similar, didn't he? Missed 148, but then was successful with 150 and 153. So he's kind of right on target, really.
Yeah, but he's 12 kilos below the leader and 10 kilos behind the man who's currently in silver medal position. That's where he's starting from. So he'd have to really pile on some weight here to get himself back into contention.
Zal doen.
Lenkrijk und Druck.
Oké.
Jawohl.
Jawohl. Prima.
Jawohl.
Good lift.
So better start.
Rozenbach 183 kilos.
Now I think the motivational side for young people needs to be addressed, because the initial attraction, David, I understand totally where you're coming from, but I think you obviously have to build a stairway to heaven, as I would call it. And heaven is obviously winning a gold medal at the Olympic Games, but along the way, in the world we live in, you know, for a vast number of countries, particularly those westernized countries,